All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about Terence Crawford and Yordenis Ugas laying out information about the fight with Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. And man, let me tell you, yikes, man. Yordenis Ugas got loose on Terence Crawford. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about the 147-pound division. Really big fight has been announced, not announced yet, but rumor is that this fight is going to get done between Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman for a non-title fight at 154 pounds. And Yordenis Ugas lets it be known what he thinks about the fight and the disappointment that he has for Terence Bud Crawford. Before I get into that though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter like my guy, Dapper Douglas, brother, great to talk to you today on that live stream, man. Love your question about if the WWF or the WWE got into the sport of boxing, what I thought about that. Great conversation. Also, thank you to everybody that supports in the super chats and the cash apps of the live streams they do, and also for the people that support in the super thanks of videos like this, where you can see the heart and the dollar sign down below. Thank you guys so much for your support. It is what keeps the channel pushing along. All right, man. So the fight gets between Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. Looks like it's going to happen. And I want to read for you what Yordenis Ugas had to say and how it once again makes it look very, very bad for Terence Crawford, and also why I'm happy that they're making this fight and moving on, because I believe in that a bird in the hand is worth more than two in a bush, and that is exactly what is going on in the welterweight division. But let me read for you what Yordenis Ugas has to say first. Unbelievable that this fight looks like it is going to happen, but a surprise at 154 pounds and no titles on the line. Still a great fight with some of the best lads of this generation. What a disappointment. Amazing how that undisputed 147-pound championship fight wasn't made. In our Spence Ugas fight, I made Spence pledge that the winner would follow no excuses for the fight for 4 belts, excuse me. Truth, Spence did his part. He signed his contract, and Crawford took his $15 million contract and an historic boxing fight and responded with excuses and announced his fight against Avanesyan for $10 million. But it's good that these things happen. So many fans give more value to fighters who always want to fight against the best, who always want to give great fights to the fans. Hashtag 54 miracles, hashtag Team Ugas. So right there, Yordenis Ugas says that Terence Crawford turned down $15 million for a fight with Errol Spence Jr. That is what you call a guarantee. Now, I've heard different things, different numbers. I've heard that it was 22, he went to 15, he settled at 10, right? Some people said that he did not get offered any guaranteed money at all, right? But not what Steven Espinoza has said. And so all these different numbers go around and people are saying, okay, but at the end of the day, what Yordenis Ugas is saying, I think is what a lot of reasonable people believe. At the end of the day, man, The only reason we're getting this Keith Thurman, Errol Spence Jr. fight is because Terence Crawford negotiated himself a fight with David Avanesyan on BLK Prime and did not take that fight. Terence Crawford has said many times, now look at what he says. He said that they made a pledge that they would fight for the 4 belts. The 4 belts was important to Yordenis Ugas. The 4 belts were important to Terence Crawford. But who said that the 4 belts were not important to them? Terence Bud Crawford. And he said it multiple times. The 4 undisputed is important for Errol. It's not important to me. Because I already got undisputed at 140. Undisputed at 147 doesn't mean anything to me. So he turns down some type of guarantee according to Yordenis Ugas. He does not fight for the 4 belts. He goes to fight David Avanesyan. And then Terence Crawford responds to in a tweet of his own about Errol Spence Jr. fighting Keith Thurman. He says, I know, but what can you do? This is where I'm going to not criticize Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is clearly showing you and has been showing you what it is that he wanted to do and what it is that he did not want to do. He's been saying it the entire time. It is just boxing fans that are putting expectations on him that he clearly does not accept for himself. He said from the very beginning, I do not see me fighting Errol Spence Jr. I don't see it happening. He said that to Brian Custer. He said that to multiple other interviews. I do believe he also said that to DAZN. But the pressure was on Terence Crawford to make this undisputed fight. So what I believe happened is he went through the negotiation. I don't know if he was hoping that the fight would not come through or wouldn't go through, but went through the negotiation this entire time looking to do something else, but had to go through the motion because there's so much public pressure on him doing it. And if he had not engaged in that type of conversation from the beginning, he would have been called a duck the entire time. However, at the end of the day, he made the decision that he always intended to make, which was to fight somebody else and not fight Errol Spence, because that is a fight that he does not want for one reason or another. Hence his latest response, which was, yep, I know, but what can you do? Just not interested in it. Is he afraid of fighting Errol Spence Jr.? I do not know. Is it his ego because he feels like he should get the most money and they're not paying him the most money? I don't know. All I know is that the man did not take the fight, that according to Yordenis Ugas, he was offered a guarantee, and that Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas both wanted undisputed, and Errol Spence Jr. did everything that Errol Spence could possibly do to get Terence Crawford to fight him, but that Terence Crawford just didn't want the fight. Now, as far as this fight between between Keith Thurman and Errol Spence Jr. taking place at 154, again, look, if Errol does not want to fight at 147 pounds anymore, that's his prerogative. If he wants to say, okay, I'll fight Keith Thurman, you want the fight with Keith Thurman, but I'm not going to fight him at 147, I'm moving to 154. If this fight winds up being at 154, my suspicion is that Errol Spence Jr. will remain at 154, and he will compete at that division for the remainder of his career. I see it very unlikely that he's going to come back down to 147 to fight Stanionis or Errol Spence or Virgil Ortiz. And I also find it even less likely that Terence Crawford is going to turn around and decide he's going to fight him this time. I just don't see it happening. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out.